Ever sat down, totally motivated to make a game, and then you realize you don't actually have any ideas? Don't worry, you're not alone. Today I'll share some simple ways to spark ideas, and then I'll show exactly how I find some of mine. I'm Madiox, and this is my game development journey on Madiox UE. For some people, getting game ideas is really simple. They just pop up in their head all the time. But for others, it can be a bit more difficult. And for those, I made this video. And I think the first step you should do is really focus on the things you already enjoy. For example, Dungeons and Dragons or chess. But getting the inspiration can come from anything. So it can come from your sports or just walking outside, seeing nature, the games you played when you were a kid, or the games you play now with your kid. It can come from a million different directions, and you just need to focus on that a little bit more than you actively do. Just try to see something. Just go for one mechanic of anything and see what you can make from that. For example, a lot of my ideas come from Harry Potter, and I was watching Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. You know, you have the big maze, and I thought to myself, just a regular maze might be a bit boring, but what if you have like all these kind of obstacles that you have to do together? So you have to make it a co-op game, go through it, and yeah, help each other going through it. Something like that could be an easier day to perform. It's not too difficult to make, and I think it's a fresh take on going through a maze. Another important thing that you should do is whenever you get the idea for any game or mechanic, make sure to write it down immediately. When you're lying in bed, when you're under the shower, it's going to be a bit difficult, but make sure that after the shower you write it down immediately. Use an app or use a journal or a piece of paper, whatever. But just make a list of it. You can work it out a little bit. You don't have to fully have the whole game designed already. But just make sure you have some bullet points about what you were thinking about, what the title will be, whatever, just so you get like a list of things that you would enjoy, that you would like to create. And whenever you are thinking about, okay, maybe this is the time to focus on a new game idea, you already have that list of yeah ideas you had and in a couple of months or whatever. So you can work on those and pick the one you like best. The last thing before we go into my own story as an example is that you should mix two genres or mechanics together and make that your fun idea and make it unique. So you already see it a lot. For example, if you would combine EAFC and driving cars, you would get Rocket League, stuff like that. But that's a really nice twist to give to an existing game that already has a lot of followers. People enjoy it already, and just give that unique twist to make your own unique game. I think that's also something you want to focus on when you going to publish your game or whatever, or do some market research and say, hey, this is already fun. Let's add a little bit of my own style to it and make that awesome game. So now for my own game. To briefly explain what it is, it's a one versus one turn-based strategy tactical game, a little bit similar to chess and with a lot more abilities to it. But yeah, the inspiration mainly came from, of course, again, Harry Potter, and this time it's the Wizard Chess. So yeah, Wizard Chess. And I'd like to walk through my thought process while watching the movie just to give you an idea of how my ideas come to life. So I'm watching the movie and they have this chess scene, of course, and as soon as one piece can hit the other one, they actually start this animation. So they hit one with a chair or something like that, and the other pieces breaks in 100 pieces, and it just looks awesome. And the aesthetic looks cool, the artwork is cool, and I just love the idea. But then I thought to myself, okay, this is basically regular chess with an animation, so it just yeah would delay the game a bit, and that wouldn't make of a real cool game. Then the next step is let's make it fun, and that can be quite difficult, of course. But I thought to myself, okay, this chessboard, those pieces, the one versus one style, the fantasy part really is suitable for a more fantasy style combat. So I thought to myself, let's add a little bit more abilities, attacks, and see where we can go from there. But you can't expect by just adding abilities to a difficult game like chess that you would have a new fun game that works perfectly. No, so that is when the second inspiration comes in, and that is actually Dungeons and Dragons. So when I started creating this game, I didn't even play Dungeons and Dragons, but I knew one thing from Dungeons and Dragons, and that is that you can almost do anything you can think of. And that is something that I wanted to add to this new chess variant. There's a lot more to Dungeons and Dragons than just creative freedom, but that is the part that I wanted to focus on for my game. So in my game, you have 5 characters that all represent a class, and each of them has their own ability list. So that's a really long list. I think it's about 30 abilities that you can choose from during the match. But the abilities you pick are also locked in for that certain character. So you really have to think of, okay, what abilities does my team need? What is my opponent going to do? And how can I outsmart them tactically to become the winner and defeat the enemy leader? So Wizard Chess and Dungeons and Dragons were the inspiration for my game to come alive. But I really would like to encourage you all to focus on your favorite movies, your favorite series, games you play, things you see outside, and try to blend a couple of things together to make your own unique game ideas. If you're stuck in your game idea, don't stress about originality. Just focus on the things you already love and mix them together. That's how my idea was born. If you want to know more about my game idea, just leave a comment. And if you want to follow along as I take this inspiration and try to turn it into a real game, hit that subscribe button and join the journey. My name is Madiox, this is Madiox UE. Thank you for watching and see you next time.